So when you talk about the economy, of course, it is by far the most important issue for voters. It's also true right now, Mr. President, that voters by a wide margin trust Trump more on the economy. They say that in polls. And part of the reason for that may be the numbers. And you're aware of many of these, of course. The cost of buying a home in the United States is double what it was when you look at your monthly costs from before the pandemic. Real income, when you account for inflation, is actually down since you took office. Economic growth last week, far short of expectations. Consumer confidence, maybe no surprise, is near a 2-year low.
That's CNN Muppet and liberal mouthpiece Aaron Burnett reluctantly giving a wax figure of Joe Biden a healthy dose of reality. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and you know things are getting pretty bad for the old cadaver-in-chief when CNN is forced to acknowledge how much he sucks.
With less than 6 months to go to Election Day, are you worried that you're running out of time to turn that around?
We've already turned it around. Look at the Michigan survey. For 65% of American people think they're in good shape economically. They think the nation's not in good shape, but they're personally in good shape. The polling data has been wrong all along. You know, how many, you guys do a poll with CNN, how many folks you have to call to get one response? The idea that we're in a situation where things are so bad, the folks that, we've created more jobs. We're in a situation where people have access to good paying jobs. And the last I saw, the combination of the inflation, the cost of inflation, all those things, that's really worrisome to people with good reason. That's why I'm working very hard to bring the cost of rentals down, to increase the number of homes that are available.
Oh good, we're doing the old don't believe your lying wallet shtick again. Look, I'm not a political strategist or anything, but I imagine one of the reasons your poll numbers suck is people are tired of watching you or one of your minions go on softball news shows like this and gaslight them about the economy while some midwit pretending to be a journalist squints and nods thoughtfully.
When I started this administration, people were saying there's going to be a collapse of the economy. We have the strongest economy in the world. Let me say it again, in the world.
Although GDP last week was far short of expectations.
Oh, it wasn't. Look, GDP is still growing. Look at the response of the markets. Overwhelmingly positive. Overwhelmingly positive. And one of the reasons why people feel good about it not being as strong as it was before is they believe that the Fed's going to respond.
They hope they're going to get a rate cut.
Yeah. Well, no president's had the run we've had in terms of creating jobs and bringing down inflation. It was 9% when I came to office. 9%. But look, people have a right to be concerned. Ordinary people, the idea that you bounce a check and you get a $30 fee for bouncing the check, I change that. You can't charge more than $8 for that. Or your credit card, your late payment, $35. There's corporate greed going on out there, and it's got to be dealt with.
For one, inflation was not 9%, it was 1.4%. And you gotta love how whenever Trump speaks, they cut him off to fact check and inject their own opinions, but when this senile pathological liar makes an appearance, he can apparently say whatever he wants. Go check out this New York Post article. The interview was 17 minutes, Biden told 15 lies, everything ranging from the economy to the conflict in Gaza. And nobody in that newsroom called him out. It's no wonder why they're perpetually blindsided by Trump's growing appeal.
Another thing interesting in this polling was more independents said that they worry about President Biden weakening democracy than Trump, 53% to 42%. What do you make of this?
I find it shocking, honestly. I can't, make sense of that number. I wish I could. I wish I had some really great insight to it. But I don't know if it's an outlier or not, because the other numbers with independents and Biden are going in the right direction. So that may be it. But also, just one thing I wanted to add on to what Basil said. This trial's not on TV. You guys do a great job reporting what's happening. But if there aren't those images coming out of the courthouse, people feel like they know this story. We've heard about it for a long time, so it doesn't surprise me that they're not interested.
There you go. There are your experts. Clueless dimwits, blinded by tunnel vision, personal bias, and an overwhelming sense of self-importance. But hey, maybe they're right. I'm sure if the Trump trials were on TV, it would totally work out in Biden's favor. Keep telling yourself that. Experts have never been wrong about anything in the past, right? But let me know what you think. Is there anything Biden can do at this point to revamp his poor image? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!